Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. Welcome in, Leos. I'm kicking these out. Boy, I've got a lot of energy. I think that's you. King of Cups. You've got a lot of energy right now. A lot of energy to get things done. But I feel like you're trying to avoid some sort of something emotional you're trying to avoid. So you're really all systems go in the work department, kicking stuff out, kicking it out. You're all about the work right now. So you cannot focus on something emotional. There we go. Something that's ended, that's emotional for you. Leos, what are we talking about? Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, you're keeping busy, but you also know that you're keeping busy on purpose. Okay, that's fair. Five of Swords. What's the Five of Swords here? Okay, just be careful. I'm hearing just be careful with this energy and don't push too hard, because there's something about you're pushing too much. It's not healthy for you. You're also pushing people away. King of Swords is out here now. You know this. You're a sharp cookie. You know what you're doing, and yet you still you're like on autopilot, going 100 miles an hour or more. Embrace your softer side, I hear. Be a little softer when dealing with others. The Chariot here is in the reverse. Yeah. You're wanting to pick this up, pick up the tempo, but the tempo is saying slow for a reason. Why is that? To give you time to think, and you're like, I don't want to think about this stuff. Okay, but the energy is slowing up for a reason. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Yeah, because there's something about bad karma here that needs to be paid. What's that all about? Something about you finding your compass again. Like maybe you were off course, and then with that came bad karma, and you need to rectify that situation, not just ignore it. And then once you have done that, then the compass shows itself, something like that. Ten of Pentacles. What does this have to do with it? It has to do with money. Some dealings that were, it's now coming back as bad karma, but it had to do with a lot of family money or dealings with money. Go back to your roots, I hear, on this. Go back to your roots to rectify this. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, something is not in balance. A give and take, and it is financial. Someone being overly generous here, and maybe you exploiting that, or switch the roles. You've been overly generous. Some bad karma going down because of it. Family celebrations being interrupted because of it. What else do we have here? Leos. Ten of Wands. Yeah, the burdens of Four of Wands in the reverse, of some family celebrations that aren't happening now, and the burdens of that. Or the burdens that were those family celebrations and the canceling of them not happening. The Star in the reverse, the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I've also got the Three of Wands in the reverse. Someone thinks they were owed more here. They think they were lied to. Again, something about the finances. And the emotions of all this, and how it's, kind of a domino effect in the family, and people having to recover here. Having to heal or see, money that they were counting on that isn't coming in is going to affect their bigger goals. Three of Swords. Yeah, recovery. Three of Swords in the reverse. Lots of recovery here. What's the advice here? Don't shut down. Don't shut out, people. Six of Cups in the reverse. Don't look back. Knight of Swords. Don't rush towards the past. Don't be so quick to want to return to the past. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, now you feel like monetarily things are off. Maybe your job is even affected now, or you're looking for work. Things are off here monetarily. Three of Cups, where there should have been celebration. Where there should have been celebration, there was drastic change that nobody really counted on. Yeah, like a tower came in. Things started to crumble. And I do feel like this is heavy family. Five of Wands, inner family fighting, conflicts. You're trying to stay out of the emotions of this. Dive into work or dive into finding work is on your agenda. Yeah, the energy is slow and you want it to move, but it is slow. Remember, we talked about that. It's slow for a reason, because there are lessons still to be learned, I hear. Let's see. Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. The lessons have to do with illusions or lies and people not doing their share. People showing up and breadcrumbing, not giving their fair share. We saw, the imbalance there. And now the karma of that needs to be dealt with. Not showing up for other people. Being sneaky. King of Wands in the reverse, Judgment, Emperor. King of Wands and the Judgment are in the reverse. False leaders who, once they're called out on this, are very volatile. They have a lot of knee-jerk reaction to things. Quick, maybe not making the best judgment in those knee-jerk reactions, and the Emperor. But you do have a leader here. Who's the Emperor? You do have an actual leader here who knows the key to, who's got the download on what's really happening here and why. What about this Emperor? Could be an Aries that you're dealing with. Could be another Leo. Emotionally stable individual, the actual leader of this group. 10 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, both in the reverse. What this Emperor knows is cutting people out in this family, knee-jerk reactions, calling people out, just leads to more inner conflicts here within this group. What is the advice for you? I ask again. Let's see. The advice for you specifically is 5 of Cups. You have the choice whether you sit in regret here or you say, there are pieces I can pick up. There are lessons I can learn and I can keep moving. I can move with the positive here. Page of Swords, and that is the truth. You can move with the truth. You can pick up the pieces that are truth and make something out of these lemons. Maybe you go against the grain here. Maybe you go against the flow. But that is your happiness. It's like swimming upstream, but that is also your happiness. 8 of Swords. not to be held back anymore by this situation, is the advice. You know, sometimes you get into your head, or you let other people get into your head and you hold back. But yeah, swim upstream if you need to. If you feel like that's your happiness, I feel like that's the energy out on the table. Queen of Wands. Because you're not to be, you know, in the background, in the darkness, in the shadows. You are to be front and center. You have a lot of dynamo to you that should never be hidden. Very good looking. People think so. King of Pentacles in the reverse has come out for 2 days now. Don't let somebody change who you are naturally, showing up as a dynamo by being emotional about it, or trying to get in your head and be mean about it even. Four of Swords in the reverse. This is coming out of a period of rest. Oh, this is coming out of a period of not showing up as dynamic as you are. Yeah. Don't let this King of Pentacles in the reverse, who can be nasty and manipulative and want their way, let's put it that way, want their way, have anything to do with how you show up authentically, which is very charismatic. Final messages here. Yeah, I think the reason this King of Pentacles in the reverse is so upset is because they're in lack right now. And that could be the karma that we talked about. Somebody having to deal with the karma. It's time. They have to deal with bad karma. That was our Wheel of Fortune fairly early on in the read in the reverse. Seven of Pentacles. Invest back in yourself. Something's happened here financially that has left people in lack. And they were counting on better. And they were expected to have better, but it didn't work that way. So now you pick up the pieces, you know how dynamic you are, you know that you have a lot of positives you can run with, and you invest in yourself. And I think initially you were holding back emotionally, but Spirit said, and you were diving into work or finding work, and Spirit's saying, you know, you have a lot to give to people, and part of that is the emotional connections you make with them. That is just so life-altering, life-changing, both for you and them. So don't pull back so much from others. And this could be family too, because I do see family sprinkled in here quite a bit. But also know what family or what connections you need to reject too. That's a big part of this. Yeah. Have the strength to leap again. And maybe some of the family that you reject has been family that's married into the family. Let's take 2 cards here and wrap up. Only weavers know the time. Don't worry about what's been lost here. I know easier said than done, but if it's something on a timetable, this talks about how time is fluid. You can always build back up and make something happen. Don't worry about the timing of things. And even wisdom needs to rest. Yeah, I feel like you are very sharp, and you are probably our emperor here, or you're being assisted by an emperor who I said knows the lowdown on what's really going on here. And that wisdom, take it in and then rest. Don't push the energy we saw initially in this read, but take the time you need to rest, because we do see a lot of recovery here too that's needed. Even wisdom needs to rest. Beautiful. That's your message, Leo. I hope you found it helpful. If you have, please do like, share, subscribe, comment. I love reading the comments. I love the interaction. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And until next time, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Thanks for joining me.